How's it? Welcome back. So jumping off the video that I posted yesterday talking about a sleep recommendation tip that personally I do not like at all, but that is going to sleep wearing socks because it's supposed to have the overall effect of actually keeping your core body temperature a little bit cooler, right? So that got me thinking though about what my number one priority is personally when I go to sleep, and that is to be as cool and as clean as possible. But included in that is I also want my feet to be cool as well, which is one of the reasons why I don't like to wear socks. Plus, I just like the feeling of things on my feet, but like not like sock things on my feet. Like I like the feeling of my blanket against my skin, my feet included. Even when I was younger, I used to have like this sheepskin kind of like mat or pad. It wasn't really a blanket, but I used to always put that on my feet just so I could like rub my feet against it and shit. And then kind of totally off topic here, but I found that like my son likes to do stuff like that too. Our older son, where he's always like trying to slide his feet under pillows, and then if you're sleeping next to him on the bed at some point in the night, he starts sliding his feet under us as well, which is super irritating. But nonetheless, getting sidetracked. So for this video though, what I thought I would do is share what I do trying to prioritize this whole thing of me being as cool and as clean as possible in my bed. Okay, so number one is I will always shower directly before bed because I don't want to have any sweat on me anywhere at all while I'm lying in bed, but I also don't want to have had any sweat anywhere on me anytime leading up to bed because you just don't feel, I don't feel as clean. Like I like to feel my blanket and stuff against my clean body. So yeah, so that's probably like the number one thing I will always do. And then plus over the years, I've done different experiments and things trying to figure out how to stay, as cool as possible in bed. So I did a couple experiments on like either hopping in the cold plunge directly before bed or doing like the complete opposite and hopping in the sauna directly before bed. And I found that they both actually work quite well. So like if it's, a really hot night or really humid or whatever, at that point I do like to hop into the cold plunge directly before bed. And it doesn't have to be that cold. Like I find like low 60s is doable, 50s is way good enough. Just if it's not that cold, you got to stay in there longer. Basically just stay in the water long enough to drop your core body temperature a noticeable amount. That way you're going to be like, verge on cold when you're going into bed. So even if it is really hot outside, you can still sleep with the blanket on top of you. And then you'll stay cold. Like I stay cold for a good while. Granted, I might wake up a few hours later after falling asleep and then I am kind of hot. So then maybe if I was all bundled up because I was freezing from the cold plunge, I'll have to chuck some blankets off or something like that. And that does work. And then also, paradoxically, saunaing also works as well, where like when you go into the sauna, right, you're obviously going to get super hot and cook in there. But then once your body's done counteracting your raised body temperature, you actually end up being cooler than you were before hopping in. So I did find that works great too. Plus, sauna it's pretty hard work. So when you're done, you're kind of worn out and tired anyway. So it feels extra good just to, relax in your bed with a fan or, AC on or whatever, whatever you may have. Also, so I don't like wearing lotion before, I don't like putting on lotion before I go to bed, which is like something my wife will always do and always trips me out because when she puts on lotion and then I touch her skin, she feels extra hot and sticky to me, and I'm trying not to get hot and sticky at all. But it's something that I probably should do because like my feet are kind of dry. Another kind of tangent here, but back in the day when I used to work at the massage clinic, we'd be massaging a lot of people and it's a trip out on like people's feet, right? I'd be like, damn man, your feet are so dry. Like, why don't you like get on top of that? But then, as the years have passed, my feet are also pretty dry now. And I know it would be good for me to sleep with lotion on my feet, but I just don't like to do it because then my feet don't feel as clean and as cool. And then lotion also just tends to kind of make me feel hotter. I don't know, like it traps in my pores or something. And then it also get the same feeling of like if I was sweating and then the sweat all went away, you still get that kind of sticky feeling on it. And that's what lotion feels like to me. So I basically don't like putting on lotion ever. But this is also one aspect where I think wearing socks would actually help because I do find that just walking around the house and on the carpets and stuff like that, it will tend to dry out my feet. So I could be wearing socks around the house, but I just find it uncomfortable. Whether I'm sleeping or just walking around, my waking life, I pretty much don't like to wear socks whenever I can. It's one of the cool things about Hawaii because we walk around wearing slippers all over the place. But what else? Also, over the years, I have found like what I have found to be the coolest blankets and pillowcases. I've made several videos on my blankets before, but I have a super awesome, really cool blanket. Basically has a bunch of these like holes kind of knitted into it so the wind from your fan can pass straight through it. And then I also have these super cool pillowcases that are like just the coldest to the touch things I've ever come across. Made some videos on that as well. Check it out if you're interested. I'm also included in there though, kind of with the bed and the pillowcase thing, is I like it to be clean, right? I like myself clean. I like the bed clean. So once a month, we'll try to do all the, the bedding, the sheets, and the pillowcases. And we have a shitload of pillows. I've also made a bunch of videos on like how I like to sleep with a lot of pillows. So the other night when the kids were sleeping in the, in the bedroom with us, they sleep with us on the weekends. We actually took the time to count all our pillows. We have 27 pillows between 4 of us, which is pretty nuts. Drives my wife nuts, but hey, I like it a lot. Another thing I do to try and stay cool, and this, much to my wife's dismay, is I try to keep her from hanging all over me. Because, skin on skin, plus she puts lotion on herself, which makes her even hotter. It makes me sweat, right? So it's, hey, better off, can hug a little bit, but then after that, go to your side of the bed. I'll be on my side. And then the last thing here, which I've been doing a lot more now as I've been doing this whole 75 hard challenge thing and been intermittent fasting a whole bunch, because I find that when I eat a lot less, particularly like through this whole intermittent fasting deal, I get sweaty. I mean, it's way harder for me to get sweaty. I stay cooler and I actually feel cold way more often. So that's been one of the huge benefits of me kind of doing this whole 75 hard and doing this whole diet challenge thing. One thing I will find though is you do want to try to eat as far away from going to sleep as you can. Now, my calorie count has been so low as of late that it doesn't matter too much. If I'm going like, if I stop eating like 2 to maybe like 4 hours for sure before going to sleep, I find that I am pretty cool and it's a lot harder to get me sweaty. So that's been a kind of nice side benefit of, doing this whole challenge that I've been on currently. And with that said, that'll wrap it up. So yeah, if you've never tried doing any of those things I suggested, then give it a shot and see how it works for you. Because staying cool is when you go to sleep, that's when your core body temperature reaches its lowest point throughout the 24-hour period, right? So you actually do want to do whatever you can to try and stay as cool as possible. But comfort matters as well. So even if, putting on socks would drop my core body temperature to slimmest of margins, to me personally, it's not worth it. I'll just do all the other stuff I was talking about. So with that said, that wraps it up. Until the next video, keep your sleep practices legit.